Hey guys, good morning, good morning, good morning. We are live. I think we are. I think we are. Let me make sure. Let me make sure. Yes, we are live. Hey everybody, good morning. Well, wait a minute. What am I saying? It's afternoon. It's after 12 o'clock. My time is a bit off today, okay? Because I woke up late. All right. So it's afternoon, actually. Sheesh. I'm still having breakfast. I'm still having breakfast. Anyway, good morning, y'all. Afternoon, evening, wherever you are. How is everybody doing? Come on up in here, guys. Come on up in here. We're going to have a conversation today. We're going to have a conversation today. Conversation that might, offend some people. But nonetheless, we're going to have a conversation today. A very good conversation. All right. I'm going to wait until some of you guys get on in the room. Hey, good morning. Shalom, shalom. Hey, how is everybody doing? Is it morning where you are? Because it's kind of afternoon. I wasn't paying attention to the time. It's 12:41 here. So I don't know. I don't know where y'all are. It's kind of afternoon where I am. But hope all is well. Whoops, let me turn this down. Let me turn this down. Jesus. Okay. How is everybody doing? Okay, so today is going to be a very controversial topic. A little controversial. Depending on how thick your skin is, you might like this topic and you might not. I don't know. Okay, but we're going to keep it real today. We're going to keep it real today. I know, brother. I know. I wasn't paying attention to the time. I wasn't paying attention to the time. We're going to keep it real today. All right. We're going to talk about a topic today. So, the topic that we're going to discuss today is the dysfunction among the sisters and why we don't get along, why there is no real unity among the sisters. I know it's a little touchy topic, but I'm going to get into why I believe, and I could be wrong, I'm going to get into why I believe that there is such a dysfunction among Black women in general, just collectively, and also sisters in the Hebrew Israelite community. There really isn't any sisterhood. And I was compelled to talk about this today because I heard brothers talking about it. And I was saying to myself, if the brothers, want to discuss this, there are brothers who really want to get on and discuss it. And I'm saying to myself, as a woman, I want to be the one to do it. We should be discussing this among ourselves, sisters, because this is really a problem. And we don't want any deflection today. We don't want any, with the brothers and this and that and the other. Okay. The topic is sisters. Let's clean up our kitchen first before we talk about the brothers. Okay. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. So, thank you guys for joining me. Okay, hopefully y'all are just chilling today. Nobody's at work. All right, I'm not. Let me just share this. Let me just share this link so people can know that I'm live, right? Because, by the way, can y'all hit the like button while you come on in the room? Just hit the like button for a sister. Listen, I don't ever ask for donation on this platform. None of y'all donate to me. I've never gotten $1 from any one of y'all because I don't ask for it. If you want to, you come to this channel, you get knowledge from the health stuff that I put up here, right? And you've never donated $1. I don't ask for it. okay? Because, I just don't like to ask people for anything. But the least you can do is hit the like button, for God's sakes. You have a lot of different YouTubers. Every day you watch the channel, they're asking for donation. You know what I mean? If you feel like donating, you donate. If not, whatever, okay? But please, for God's sake, just hit the like button. All right? Thank you. Thank you. Thanks for those of you who hit the like button. I appreciate it. Now, the topic at hand. The topic at hand is the total dysfunction among Black women and sisters, no matter what your belief is, whether you're a Hebrew Israelite or whatever, okay? The total and complete dysfunction among the Black woman. There is no trust. There's no real sisterhood among us. And I know this might not, this might not be a topic of interest for a lot of people. You might not be interested in this topic, but let's keep it all the way real. Let's keep it all the way real. This is a real topic. This is a real problem. The mistrust, the distrust among us. And I'm going to get into why. I'm going to get into why it is that sister. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just sharing the link here in my group so that, if there are other sisters want to join in on this topic. By the way, before I go any further, if any of you guys want to call in, if you're interested in this topic, right, and you want to call in and maybe say your piece, okay, just make it short and sweet. I'm going to give you guys a number that you can call in. I'm going to put it right now in the chat. Before I go any further, let me just put that in the chat there. Just give me 1 second. Wait, why is it not typing? Okay. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm just putting the number in the chat. You know what? Let me hold off on that first, because I don't want you guys to call in right away. I want to get into the topic first before I have people calling in. And, if any of you are interested in calling in. Okay. So I will be putting the number in the chat. If any of you sisters or brothers want to chime in on this topic, let's get on into the meat of this topic here, okay? Why is it that the Black woman does not get along with each other? Why is there so much dysfunction among us? There's no loyalty. There is no trust. We hate each other. You know what I mean? If there's a sister correcting another sister, it's like there's another sister just go off the wall. If you just simply say something, I mean, listen, I had a sister asked a question in one of my groups, and I gave her an answer. And because she didn't understand the answer the way that I explained it, maybe the words were too big, I'm not sure, she got offended and came in my inbox and cursed me out. And I'm like, it's a question about food. I posted a pic of some food that I made. It was a very simple topic. It wasn't even a topic. I just posted a picture of some food, and she asked something about the food, and I explained it to her that this is how I made it. And the sister got pissed off and came into my inbox and cursed me out and blocked me. And I'm like, I don't even know the sister. I thought I was explaining to her what so there's something going on with us, like, seriously. And I talk about this on, I touched on this a little in a video that I made about the hormonal imbalance that is plaguing the Black woman. That's a serious issue. We are suffering, we're struggling with hormonal imbalance. That's real. That is a real issue. Trust me, it's a real issue, and it is causing the sisters to act just angry and crazy, or hormones are out of whack. But that's just one of the problem. Okay, so what I want to talk about is really why the Black woman is really, really, really lacking trust with one another. Okay, now this might get a little personal. Okay, this might get a little personal, because I'm gonna share some personal stuff with you guys. I'm very transparent. Okay, and I try not to hide anything from you guys. When I talk about these topics, I try to keep it real. Okay, so let me say this: when you have mothers who are harming their children, when those children grow up, what do you think is going on with them? What do you think is going on with them? When you have sisters who are being molested by women, what do you think is happening when those little girls grow up to be women? When you have children that are being abandoned by their mothers, what do you think is happening to those children when they grow up? The lack of trust that they have for the female. The female. Let me tell you guys something. The very first time that I was ever violated by anyone, it was by a woman. It was by a woman. And not just any woman, it was by a family member. A family member, right? The very first time that I was ever physically abused by anyone, it was by a family member who happened to be a female, right? Sexually and physically. The very first time that I was ever told that I'm black and ugly was by a woman who also happened to be a family member. The psychological and physical and mental and sexual trauma that is inflicted upon children a lot of the times by a woman. And if they're not doing it, they're standing by and they're watching it happen. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Because I'm going to tell y'all something. I've had a little girl who was raped. And the aunt of the person, the man who raped her, sat on the porch while her nephew raped that child right behind her in the room. She sat there through the whole entire ordeal, and she did absolutely nothing. And we're talking about a grown woman who sat and listened to her nephew raped a child, and she never got up from her seat. And when that child ran out of the house, that woman was still sitting there, and she did nothing. Absolutely nothing. I have a sister who told me that her mother, her own mother, brought her at the age of 14 years old to a grown man in his 50s so the man can have sex with her and give her money and give her mom the money, right? So her mother brought her pretty much as a sex slave to this man, right? What do you think now? Right now, this female, she's suffering from mental illness. She's suffering from mental illness. I got a phone call from my brother yesterday, my little brother, right? And for the first time, I was told that he was abused by our older sister, right? Yeah, these are personal stories I'm telling you guys today. Okay, my little brother, that shit hurts me to the core. I feel like I wanted to punch something. I kid you not. Um, it re- so this is the first time I'm hearing the story that he was abused by our older sister. I'm like, why did you keep this from me? You know, I mean, he was like 13. He lived with her for a few years. Um, he's 33 now, and I'm like, well, you kept why? I didn't know any of this was happening, but Sister Marcia, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter where any of this. This is happening all over the black neighborhood. It's not a matter of where this is happening. I've heard horror stories right here in the United States, right here, right. So the point of this is that children are abused by the female that is supposed to be protecting them. And when they are abused by those female, where do you think these children are? These children are the same adult woman that you work with, the same adult woman that you ride the train with, the same adult woman that some of you are congregating with, the same adult woman that you're communicating with online. These are the same sisters that have gone through these trauma, that have never gotten healing from these trauma. These are the same adult woman that these brothers expect to have multiple wives situation with, but these women are still hurting and they're having to heal from the trauma. So now you want to bring a couple of sisters in the same circle, in the same house, in the same family, when their mind is not right. You know, and this is, I didn't want to discuss this today, but I got to say it, right? When you have brothers who wants to, now I don't have anything against this whole multiple wife thing, and this is not the topic today, but since we're talking about this topic, let me just touch on this, right? When you have the brothers who wants to bring the wives together, right? The multiple family together, right? That's fine. But the problem with that is when you have women who are scarred, who are emotionally scarred, mentally scarred, sexually scarred. They have no trust for other women. There's no trust there. Some of them have hatred for other women, right? It's hard to bring all this together. It's hard to bring all these people together when these people are hurting inside. They haven't healed. There's dysfunctional going on inside. And you're just picking up strange people and you're trying to bring them together. That's not how it works. It's never going to work that way because the mind is not right, you know? And these are some of the reasons why the sisters are not getting along, because there's no trust. There's hatred among sisters. Let me tell y'all something. It took me, I hated women. I'm not going to lie to you. Hey, I'm keeping it all the way. Did y'all see the topic? Look on the screen right there. You see the title of the video? Let's keep it all the way real today, right? That's the title of this video. I hated women for a long time. Let me just say this. My mother has never abused me, ever. I love my mother to death. She's never abused me. For a long time, I hated my mother, and I'm going to tell you guys why. For a long time, I did. When I was a teenager, not anymore. You know, as I grow older, I understand why my mom did the stuff that she did. So when my dad was alive, my mom didn't have to work, right? My mom didn't have to work. She had me and my sister, and my dad was taking care of my mom, so she didn't have to work, right? After my dad passed away, unfortunately, my mom had to go out and get work because now, right after my dad passed, my mom gave birth to my brother. So she was 6 months pregnant when my dad passed away. So here she is with a young baby and two girls, and she had to go do what she had to do. She needed to work to support her children. So unfortunately for us, my mom gave me to my stepmom. Okay, my stepmom said she wanted me to take care of me, and my mom, she gave me to my stepmother, and she went out and she found job and she was working, so I wasn't able to stay with her, unfortunately. Now, I understand now, but back then as a child I didn't get it because I was too young to understand. But unfortunately, when my mother gave me to my stepmother, the abuse started. The abuse started, right? I let me tell you something. When I was living with my mom, I didn't know what abuse was. It was the happiest time of my life. My mother, my like everyone on my mom's side of the family, there was no child abuse. I didn't see any of that. Okay. I did not see any of that. I was a happy little girl growing up with my mom. And when I was given away, I wouldn't say I was given away, but I was given to my stepmom because my mom had to go work. And after that, I saw things in life that changed who I was as a little girl. Um, I didn't know what sex was. I didn't know what porno was. I didn't know what abuse was. I didn't know what it was I didn't know any of that stuff until I went to live with this other side of the family, and it was dysfunctional. And that was the first time in my life where I experienced abuse, both sexually, physically, mentally, and psychologically. And it was all at the hands of women who were put in charge of me to take care of me. These women were put in charge to take care of me. I was left in their care, and I was abused by these women, every single one of them, to the point where I felt like I wanted to commit murder living with these women. You see? So, as a little girl growing up, you can understand why I didn't trust women. I hated them. I talked to my little brother yesterday, and he said the same thing. He said he wanted to kill one of the people who abused both of us. We were both abused by the same person, right? He said he felt that way. He said my brother went to cadet school. He wanted to be a soldier, and he had this thing in his mind that says when he grow up, he wanted to kill these people. I kid you not. I kid you freaking not. That's how he felt, and that's how I feel. The women, we can be wicked and vicious and just horrible people, and we have to address this shit. We have to acknowledge this shit. If we don't, listen, let me say this. You cannot change what you don't acknowledge. Okay? If you don't acknowledge it, you can't change it because you're pretending like it didn't happen. You got to acknowledge it, man. Sisters, we got to look deep inside and change ourselves. We have to. This is why the dysfunction, because we don't trust each other. And there is a good reason. There's a good reason. There's a little girl, I believe she was 13 or 14, somewhere around there. And she went out one night with an older woman, okay? An older woman, this little 14-year-old girl. She went out one night with an older woman, and it was very late at night. And that older woman stood by and watched a man rape that little girl. She was in the other room, and she heard the child screaming, and she did nothing. Mind you, she took that child out with her. She brought the child with her. And some situation happened, and this man raped that child, and this woman was in the other room, and she did nothing. Right? How do you think this child feel? As a woman, it's our duty to protect our children. And when I say our children, it doesn't have to be our biological children. All Black children is your goddamn children. And when you see a Black child suffering or getting raped, as a woman, I would lay my life down. I'm not sitting back and watching and listening to some child getting screaming for help, knowing there's a man raping that child. Are you kidding me? And you wonder why the black women don't have any trust for each other? That's why. We are fucked up. I'm sorry. This is really, we're messed up. We are messed up. I'm sorry, guys. This is a topic that's been on my mind. It's been on my mind. You know, I'm just sick and tired every time I go on Facebook. You know what I mean? I see these sisters. I just sit back. I don't really get on posts. I don't comment when I see certain bullshit going on Facebook. But I gotta point this. I gotta say this. I'm scrolling down my timeline and I see sisters all the time, blasting and belittling other sisters. I'm talking about these sisters who are in these polygyny relationship. They're online and they're blasting other women for not sharing their man. I see it all the time. I see it all the time. And I said, if I have to share somebody with some messed up individual, I don't want any part of it. Because a lot of you sisters are effed up, man. Effed up in the head. A lot of you sisters are jacked up mentally. You got to get your, listen, even the single sisters, those of you single sisters, right? Before you get into a relationship with a man, you need to get it. You need to get it right up here. You need to get yourself right mentally, okay? Because a lot of you guys are jacked up, and you want to get into a relationship with a man. You want to have children, and now you're raising your children, and you're messing up your children psychologically because you're jacked up psychologically. You know. Whew. Let me see if any of you guys want to call in. I don't know. If you don't want to call in, that's fine. You know what I mean? Here's a number. I just put the number right there in the chat. There it is. 973-525-4046. You want to call in and chime in on this topic? It's up to you. If not, I won't plan on staying on here long. All right. I really, really needed to really bring this topic out today. And I'm just tired of dancing around this. I'm tired of seeing the fakeness. You go around certain group or congregation or whatever, and then you have sisters just the I think it's disrespectful. You go into a certain room, you say hello to certain sisters, they don't say hello back, or they might say a little hello, but then they look at you sideways. You know what I mean? They look at you up and down, and they got the little nasty attitude look on their face, and it's always this click. There's a click over there, a click over here, and all that bull crap. You know what I mean? And that's just the environment that we're living in. We're fake and phony. We gossip. There's a lack of love and respect. There's a lack of trust among the sisters. And this is not a conversation about the brothers. Let the brothers deal with themselves, okay? This is a conversation about us. It's a lack of respect. So here's a question that I want to ask the brothers. If the sisters are so dysfunctional, how do you expect to get all these women in the same house raising children? We got to clean up ourselves first, for God's sake. We got to get it together. So the question is, how do we get it together? I can't help you to change. I can only change myself. I can only change myself. I don't feel the same way I felt about my mom anymore. I love my mother. Okay. My mom and I have a great relationship. Love her to death. Okay. I've never been abused by my mother. Thank God, because I don't know how I would handle that. Okay. The only thing that I ever thought I was angry at my mom for was giving me away to my stepmom, and all these things happened to me. But then as I got older, I realized that she had to do what she had to do. Okay. And so I understand now. You know, when I came here, when I came to this country from Jamaica, and this is just a personal, my personal story. When I came here from Jamaica, I don't know. It was, and I don't want this to be I'm trying to find a good way to say this, right? When I came here from Jamaica, the hatred and the attitude, and I think it's the same way with our people from Jamaica as well. I think it's just us in general. The attitude and the nasty attitude that I got from women that lives here, from sisters that was born and raised here in America. Just okay, I understand that I'm from another country and I might have a little accent, or I might speak different from you, or whatever the case is, but I'm still your sister. I'm still your sister. You know what I mean? Um like, what is this? I just have a friend of mine was visiting here. She just went back to Jamaica a few days ago, and she was visiting, and she had the same experience. She was out in the street walking, and some sister just showed her some really stinking attitude and cursed at her for no reason. Like, what the f are you looking at? That type of nonsense. Um, listen, just because somebody speak a different accent or look different, or they might dress different, they might not have the weave or the fancy stuff, or whatever the type of dressing, how they dress, or whatever the case is, it's not an excuse to treat your brothers and sisters from a different country like shit. That's another thing we have to quit. You have Caribbean folks who come here and act dumb, right? I mean, I'm keeping it all the way real. You have a lot of Caribbean folks who come to America and they treat the brothers and sisters here like shit too. Let's talk about it, right? A lot of us do. A lot of us from the Caribbean come here and we think we're the shit, and we say some crazy shit to our brothers and sisters here. So if you're watching and you're from the Caribbean, you're included too. You're included too. We got to understand, we all came off the goddamn same slave ship, man. And we shouldn't be treating each other like that. Okay? It shouldn't matter where we come from. We were all shipped off to different places, and we ended up with different languages, different accent, right? We dress different, but we're all the same people. I'm sick and tired of this bullshit where, oh, you're from Jamaica, you're from Grenada, you're from this and that, you're from America, and now it's just this hatred, this thing where we just look at each other different. We're not different. I'm no different from you guys here. I tell you what, I got when I first came here from the Caribbean, I got some real hatred from my brothers and sisters here, man. Especially the sisters. Especially the sisters. You're damn right. Hostile MGTOW. You're right. You're right, man. Most I need to destroy this damn place. I'm ready. I'm just ready. I really am. I am. You know what? We're cursed. We're cursed. I get it. We're cursed people. But the Most High gave us choices. You see, that's why the scripture asks us to repent. See, that's a choice we're getting. When the scriptures asking us to repent, it's actually giving us a choice to repent, right? So we don't have to stay stuck in the same bullshit. We don't have to stay stuck. We have an opportunity to repent. No? Right. So we don't have to stay stuck. I'm going to share the number again in case any of you guys want to call in. All right. Your choice. Anybody want to call in and say your piece? If not, I'm not going to stay on here long. Let me share that number again. There it is, right there in the chat there. You guys can't see it. 973-525-4046. If you want to call in, that's the number. Let me know what's your, if you sisters or brothers, let me say this, right? Hit the like button. If you just come on in. If you're just coming in the room, hit the like button, please. That's all I'm asking. Okay? That's all I'm asking. There are brothers who have gone through the same hell. And a lot of our brothers, when you see them treat women the way that they treat women, you take a look in their background and you realize that the women who were in their lives as children abused the hell out of these children, these boys. A lot of sisters are abusing these boys because the boys remind them of the deadbeat loser that they choose to lay with, right? Open their legs, lay with these losers, have a child with the loser, and then you grow up. The child have to grow up listening to you, projecting that hate that you have for his father onto him. And you spent the next 10, 15 years abusing this boy mentally and psychologically because you hate his father, right? Let's talk about this, sisters. A lot of you guys sit there and you have children with the losers, right? Because you choose them. You chose these losers, right? And when you have the children with these losers, the losers are gone. And what do? You take it out on the children, right? You drag this man to court. You don't want him to see his child. You beat the child. You abuse the child because of the father, right? A lot of you sisters are doing that. You abuse your boys because they remind you of the loser that you lay down with and open your leg with and have sex with, right? And you take it all out on the boy. We got to stop that. And when that boy grow up, what do you think is happening to him when he grows up? When you refuse your child father to have contact with their with their children, right? When you don't want your child to have contact with their father, what do you think is going to happen when this child reach 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, when they're old enough now and they don't need you anymore? What do you think is going to happen? They're going to hate your behind, right? They're going to hate you. They're going to hate women, right? You guys are not thinking. You're not thinking. You're not thinking at all. So we're the one that's causing a lot of these problems in society. I'm keeping it real. Black woman, we got to take a look at ourselves, man. When I say society, I'm talking about black society. We're responsible for a lot of the problem that's happening in the black household. Woman, yes. Sisters, yes. We are dysfunctional. We're mentally retarded. A lot of us are. Let's keep it real. We're mentally ill. A lot of us are causing this destruction of the family. What do we do about it? Does anybody have any solution to this? Give me a call. Because we could sit here and say they, right? Nobody wants to take accountability. We're just sitting there and saying they and their children and they do this and they do that. No, it's us. It's not they. This is a conversation about the black woman, okay? And we're not talking about they. It's us. Us, not they. If you're a black woman and you're watching this, it's not about they. It's us. It's not them. You're one of them. I'm one of them. Stop deflecting. Look in the mirror. How can you contribute to the sisters coming together once again? Yeah, you might be right there, but yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean, I don't even know where to begin with that. You know, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, there's a deep-rooted cause of this. You know what I mean? Where did it all go wrong? Exactly. It starts with healing yourself. The brother says the Black American woman is the one that runs the household. What's going on with the brothers? What's going on with the brothers? Where are the brothers? Where are the brothers? Me personally, I want to see black men rise up again, man. I want to see brothers take charge again. That's what I want to see. That's what I want to see. I don't want to sit back every day and just watch people saying, "Oh, an American black woman, they're, you know, whatever." What actions? This is what I want to ask. What action are the brothers taking to take charge again in the household? Because I'm tired. You know what I'm tired of? I'm tired of seeing single black women. I really am. I'm tired of seeing a woman get pregnant and 6 months later, the man for the baby, the father of the child, he's no longer around. I'm sick and tired of that bullshit. I'm sick and tired of seeing brothers just you know, a single father. I'm sick and tired of seeing single mothers. What are we doing about that? Why don't we start there? Why don't we start with stop having these goddamn single women in the house? What about that? Where did the brothers go? I got listen. We got a whole bunch of single mothers in the home. My question is, where did the fathers go? Where are they? Where are they? Yeah, brothers, but that was okay. Listen, you're talking about okay. Is that happening right now? That's what I'm asking. I don't know. I don't really know. Is that happening right now? You want to call in, my brother? Do you want to call in and talk about this? Because I mean, I know this happened back in the 60s and the 70s. I'm talking about right now, what we can do right now. And you're saying, you know, for exchange for government assistance and all this stuff. Yeah, right. But now, right now, is that still happening? What are we doing right now? That's what I want to know. What are we doing right now? Where are the brothers in the home right now? Because there's still a whole bunch of single mothers, a whole bunch of children without any fathers. So what's going on right now? What's the deal? I mean, part of the reason a lot of our children are being abused is because there are no fathers in the home. I told y'all, when my dad passed away, shit went downhill for me right after that. So that's an indication that the father is needed in the home. Everything in my life was wonderful until my dad passed away. I kid you not. Until my father passed away. The fathers are needed in the home, and I'm asking, where are the daddies? We're not in the 70s anymore. I'm talking about right now, in the 21st century. Where are the daddies? Why are they not in the home? I talk to a lot of Hebrew Israelite sisters all the time, and a lot of these sisters are single with young babies. I have sisters reaching out to me every day, telling me their stories. You know, there's always two sides to a stories. But once again, where are the brothers? You know what's going on? Too many of you sisters are meeting the man. You just met him. You only know him for a couple of weeks. And you're so hot and horny, and you just jump right into bed with this man. You don't know him. You don't know anything about his mental state. You don't know anything about each other. And next thing you know, 9 months later, you're having a baby, and he's a piece of crap, and he's a loser, and he's this and that, and he's gone, and now you're stuck with a baby. And the cycle continues. And then you have a new man in the house, and then he comes in and abuses the child. The child grow up with psychological problems, and the cycle continues. Somebody said they wanted to call in. Just me? You said you want to call in? Thank you for calling in. Hi.
This is Fatima. How you doing, sis?
Good. How are you?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, sis.
I'm good. I love you, sis. Everything you say is
I love you too, sis.
Yeah. Let me tell you a little story. Everything you said is absolutely true. And you know what? But let me give you a little different twist on what you're saying. My people are from the Caribbean. My grandmother was born in Cat Island, and my grandfather was born in Turks Island. And although we're awakening now, it's a lot of things that people don't even know. This awakening is not new. I'm actually 62 years old, and I was born in this truth. Even my grandmother was in the truth. It was a small remnant always left. I grant you that this awakening is beautiful, and I'm so glad I get to see it, because now I'm like the elder in my family. But she experienced what you said, all of the things you said you experienced when you came here. And I knew both sides of it, because not only was I of African-American generation, or so-called African-American generation, but I saw what she went through, but I also saw what my sisters coming from over there went through, and I knew what they were going through, and I also saw the side of it, how they treated me. So I saw both sides of the coin. I saw the ones that was being treated awfully, and then I saw the ones who was treating me awfully, thinking that I was just an American girl. So our sisters are messed up, and that's why it's going to be a small remnant left, a very small remnant left. You know, and the Father is testing us through the fire right now. This is something that was built into us, whipped into us, and we didn't go down for nothing anyway. We didn't come into this situation for being good girls. We didn't come into slavery for being good people. The Father put us under the worst torturous beating he put the base of men over us. Why would you put that kind of punishment on your children if you had any kind of goodness in you? We're lucky he didn't destroy us totally. I mean, instead of, we're so blessed that he didn't just destroy us totally. Because we had to be some kind of wicked for him to put these beasts, and I get emotional. I'm crying with you because I've been dealing with this for 62 years. I'm down here in South Carolina. I'm born and raised in Boogie Down, Brooklyn. So you know where I'm coming from. Yeah. Okay, my husband passed, and I'm going to give you a little flip side on what you're talking about with the men. Definitely we know we need the men in the house. But my mother being born into this truth, she married a man from Mississippi, and he was the rotten, no good SOB. Thank God he never abused us sexually, but that's the only damn thing he didn't do. because he was abusive to my mother. He knew she was an Israelite Hebrew. He knew that my grandmother was, and he just showed it. He wanted to beat Christmas into us. He wanted to beat the holidays into us. He wanted to beat us into eating pork. So it's just a wickedness among our people, evenly. Now, you know, the women, I'm down here in South Carolina, and I don't have one friend. I feel like I'm alone in the world. Not one woman down here seems to even be good enough to talk to me in a conversation. I'm not saying they're not good, but they just don't have my mindset. And I would love to have the company. I miss y'all so much. I see y'all on the television and I say, oh my God, I just wish I was back here with y'all so I could be near someone who has my right mind. It's like living in a bubble. You know, when you don't have that, and I know what you're going through. I can see it in your face. I can hear it in your voice. Where are the sisters? Where are the ones that can hold you and you can talk to and you can trust? Where's the trust? Where's the love? I do have 3 sisters. One of my sisters passed away, but I have 2 sisters, and only us 3 know what we can talk about with each other. We live in different states. I'm in South Carolina, one is in New Jersey, the other one's in upstate New York, and we're the only ones that know each other. And being that we couldn't find men that were in the truth, we wind up, you know, raising our children with men or without men. But I'm going to tell you something, it can be done. If you don't always, although we need that man, it can be done. Because my sister had 5 sons, I have 2. I'm raising one. One is my biological, but the other one, the sister that passed, I'm raising her son. And then my other sister has 4 children. Can you still hear me, sis?
Yes, sis, I'm right here.
I just seem to be rattling on. And
no. We're listening, sis. We're listening. We're here.
Okay, thank you, sis. And to the audience, I love y'all all. But, you know, I can just tell you that we raise these men. They're not, I start to say children, but they're men. My son is 43. The one I raised through my sister, he's just turned 28. The one that my sister had 5 sons, the other one had 3. And let me tell you something, they all are productive members of society. You know, medical field, law enforcement. And these are with men in the house that weren't Israelites. This is sometimes, like my husband passed, my other sister, her husband passed. And we did this as women. As we were women, we would take those men on if we had to raise these men in the way of Yah. We would die before we let them go the way of these heathen. It's up to the woman. The father say that the man who find a good woman, he found a good thing. It's up to the women to be righteous. It's up to the men to be righteous. There's nothing that no one could do to change the heart of a wicked person. And that's how come the Father say it's going to be so few of us left. All we could do is look at them and pass them by, because that wickedness is the same generation as back here from the beginning. Like he said, it will be in the end as it was in the beginning. These are the same wicked spirits back on the earth. And it's just a few of us. That's why he said 1 from the city and 2 from the field. It's just a few of us here. And only thing we got to do is thank God that we have the knowledge. I'm seeing this awakening, and I fall to my knees when I see it. Because my grandmother wanted to live to see this. Like, when I hear the brothers talk, they give certain people, praise for bringing the knowledge to the earth. Like, I hear some of the camps talk about this guy Bivens, and they've been in the truth for 30 years, and that's when the truth started. Because I know about the 3.5 years, the 350 years. But let me tell you, Father always had a remnant here. My grandmother was a Hebrew. When I was a little girl, I was a Hebrew in school. I was 5 and 6 years old in New York City and had to take on these Jewish teachers because they would say, oh, you a little Jew. And back then, all was white teachers. You ain't see no black teachers. When they used to pull my little brother, we had the little, we used to dress in garb, they would pull it off my little brother's head. They sent us to a little Jewish camp when we was little. It's been more than 350 years, because let me tell you, the Father didn't always have a remnant here. How would the people wake up? He always left a remnant here.
Yeah.
But now this mass awakening, and you're one of the blessed ones. Don't be so sad, because I went through that child abuse. I went through it. Don't be sad. Just be blessed that he chose you to see the difference. Okay? Because you could have been one of them out there with that state of mind. And I'm so glad you bring up this topic. And I hope the sisters hear you and take good heed, because this might be the last message they get. And I'm going to let you go with that. I have your number, and I'll be glad to call in whenever you get on. But know that there's sisters out here that got your same state of mind. There's many of us. We may not have your platform, but we're out here. And you need to keep giving that message. But we're out here, and we're alone. We're alone because we don't want to be around these heathen women, these heathen men. Yeah. And the men need to step up. You're correct. They do need to step up. But some of them is so full of their philosophy and their dumbass doctrine that they too proud to even stand up, calling themselves master and priest, and they ain't even worthy to be a servant in the kingdom. You hear? I hear some of them. It's this thing where they say that women can't speak in the church. That's a damn lie, because first of all, Israel is the church. What is that? That's craziness. And these are good brothers saying this. Good brothers, decent brothers. I pray for them every night, but they don't have the truth. Because first of all, that story wasn't even pertaining to Israel woman. That story was about people visiting the church. And their women were told to be quiet because they were not Israelites. Please tell whoever you know that's saying that story to go back and do the research. There's no way that a woman is not supposed to speak, not a woman of Israel. Because first of all, we know our place. We know what to do. We know when to do it. We know how to act. A real child of Israel. That was not meant to be to Israel women. First of all, you know, when an Israel woman shut up, she's dead. When we shut up, we're dead. When do we ever shut up if we know we're right? I mean, this is ridiculous what is going on in our nation. As long as our people have some of these wrong doctrines and they're telling it to people without taking the mote out of their own eye to find out what they are doing wrong. Search themselves first. Find out the truth first. Don't go spreading things and you're telling your sisters to shut up. You're telling them that they shouldn't speak, you know, and then the sisters on the other hand is saying that they want to be in a monogamous relationship. They want to be in a polygamous relationship. We are taught up from the flow up, and only thing we could do right now is keep in prayer, because the Father's about to make his move. You know, the Father's about to make his move. In fact, I think that the elect is about seal. You see all these volcanoes going off. You see these floods. I don't know if you look at world news like me. I'm an avid looker at what's going on around the world. You're not going to see it on the local news. You got to do your research. But the Father's about to make his move. All these sightings of the chariots, he's about to make his move, sister. So I'm going to cut it there. You keep doing what you're doing. Know that you got some older sisters out here with the same story that you got, and it's many of us. But the others, they're just going to have to fall by the wayside, and we're going to stop telling them what to do. We're going to do our due. Love you, sis. You're the greatest. You're one of us. We are all one. We come from the same family, and you keep your platform. You keep doing what you're doing. The Father got you there to do what you're doing. But you're going to reach who you reach, because like the Father said, hey, my sheep will hear my voice. That's it. And who don't hear his voice, they be damned. And with that, that, I'm going to say I love you to my sisters out there. Y'all got an older sister that has the wisdom, been here a long time, seen a lot of things, and the Father going to put us together soon enough. With that, I'm going to say shalom.
Shalom, sis. Thank you so much for calling in. I appreciate it. Thank you. And we love you, sis. We love you. Thanks for calling. All right. Anybody else want to chime in? Anything you have to say? The line is open. The line is open. If you want, I'll put the number back in the chat again. Give me 1 second. Anybody else want to chime in and say your piece? There's the number. Feel free to call in. All right. Yeah, feel free to call in. If you guys don't really have anything to say, I'm just gonna, end the live. I pretty much say what I wanted to say. I see a couple of people were asking, how do we fix this? Where do we begin? There are a lot of places that we can begin, man. Number one, we have to begin with ourselves. We have to acknowledge that we have a problem. First of all, we can't even make a move if we don't acknowledge that you have a problem. It's like if you have a sickness, if you have diabetes and you ignore it, then you're not going to be able to fix it because you're ignoring it. All right. You have to acknowledge the fact that you are suffering from diabetes first before you even begin to fix diabetes. So we're jacked up, and we're never going to fix the fact that we're jacked up if we can't even acknowledge that we're jacked up. So that's where we begin, by acknowledging that we are a messed up group of people. And I'm talking about the woman. I need to see more. I need to see more presence from the brothers, even on these platforms. This is called Sisters of the Maccabees, but this is not just for the woman. Maybe, I don't know, maybe we should change the name. No, we're not going to change the name. But this platform is not just for the sisters. This is also for the brothers. I would like to hear more men. I would like to hear, more brothers speaking and talking and letting their voice be heard on these type of platforms. This is not just for the women. You know what I mean? Brothers need to take charge again, man. Listen, when I was growing up, the men in my household, it's mandatory. You have to respect them. It was a mandatory thing. You have to show respect to the men. You call them sir. When I was growing up, that's how we speak to the men in the family. Sir. Yes, sir. You can't be no 5 and 10 and 15-year-old calling your daddy by his name or your uncle by his name. No, it's uncle this or sir that, right? Or mister. That's how we were raised. We respect the men in the family. I don't see that anymore. It's like I come here and I say sir or whatever, and people look at me like, where were you born? Where were you raised? Like, what country are you from? Damn. Where's the respect? So the brothers don't command respect anymore. There's no respect for the men, right? And so that's why the women are out of control, because the sisters don't respect the brothers. There's no respect for the brothers anymore, because the brothers have been brought down to a very low estate. Let's keep it real, man. The brothers, men have been brought down to a very low estate. Oh, no, it says that in the scripture. you know. But brothers, y'all got to take it back. Y'all have to take it back. Take back your position. That's the only way you're going to get respect from the, not just from the woman, but for the children too, because now the children don't even have respect for anybody, neither the men or the women. You have to assert yourself into the family again. There is no respect for the brothers from the sisters. Brothers can't even correct the sisters anymore. All these sisters walking around with these nasty fake ass lashes and the fake this and that. Can't even correct them. They're loud. They think they know it all. And this is why I stay away. The loudness, I can't do the loudness. I just can't. I cannot. Just loud. And just yappity yap and just want to be all the way up here above all the brothers, you know what I mean? No, me personally, I think the brothers, listen, I think the brothers belong at the head of the house, okay? And that's where they belong. That's it. I don't want to be the head of anything, me personally, okay? I don't want to be the head of the house. I don't want to be the head of any goddamn thing. If I have a husband, he's the head. He's in charge. And you can ask my husband. When I first met him, that's what I told him. When I first met my husband, one of the first things I said to him, I said, listen to me. I don't like to wear the pants. Okay? I don't like to wear the pants. You wear the pants. I wear dresses. All right? So let's just make that clear. You're the head of the house. A lot of you women don't know how to do that. Because you got that manly spirit. Got that manly spirit on you. You're loud. You want to be in charge. You don't want to listen. You don't want to take correction. It's your way or nobody's way, or the man has to get out of the house because it's your way, right? How many of you sisters that are watching right now that are keeping your child's father from the child? How many of you? Huh? If the man is not molesting his child, there's no reason for you to keep that man from his child. Even if he's broke, it doesn't matter if he doesn't have a penny to give you for that child. He has a right to see his child. How many of you guys that are watching right now is keeping your child's father from the child? Wickedness. Wickedness. And that's why we're where we are today. Those same children grow up and they don't trust you. They don't trust women because the women have been very dysfunctional. Let me tell y'all something. Something that probably y'all never know about me, right? I was raised in a polygyny family. I bet you guys didn't know that about me, huh? Yes, I was. For a short while until my dad passed away. Okay, for a short while. And my mother, she was one of the women who almost got killed in that family. One of the women, or wives, or whatever, one of the women put a pot on the stove, pour some oil in that pot, some cooking oil, boil the oil, and douse my mother with the oil and burn her, right? Right now, my mother has scar all the way from here, go all the way down to her legs, from hot oil that was doused. And that is as a result of catty women who are in a polygyny relationship with, who just jealous and evil. You see, my mother has never been the same to this day. She's never been the same. You know, she have those scars. She's never been the same. And I gotta be honest with you. When I found that out, because I didn't know what happened to my mother until my aunt told me. My aunt told me. And well, you guys are having your own conversation in the chat room there. um, when my aunt told me what really happened, because I saw my mom with these scars, and she lied to us. My mom lied to us. She never told me what happened. She never told her children what happened. And actually, her sister was the one that actually told me the truth, my aunt. And, you know, I was like, God damn. Because there was one of the wives that never really spoke to us as children, and she hated us. She never wanted us around. And I always wonder why, and nobody could explain to us why this woman hated us so much. There was this one of the women who hated my mom's children. She did not want us around. She hated the hell out of us. And finally I realized why, and it was probably a good thing, because you know, who know what she would have done to my mom's children if we had went around. You know what I mean? I mean, she tried to kill my mother, you know, but I don't want that type of lifestyle. I'm keeping it all the way real. I don't no. A woman can be jealous, catty, hateful, evil. You know what I mean? My mom almost lost her life in that lifestyle. And she's, you know, psychologically, it jacked her up. It really did. Imagine somebody putting a pot of cooking oil on the stove, boiling it. I mean, that's premeditated. You had to really think that shit through first. Boil the shit. Pick up the pot, go outside, and try to kill somebody with that oil. And just throw it on somebody. That happened to my mother. And that shit, it's for me. I mean, that's your mom, you know? Yeah. Yeah. Wow. Your grandmother's husband pour hot water on it. Jesus Christ. Wow. Wow, yeah. Yeah, yeah. I don't know. Listen, I don't have an answer. I don't have a solution for this. I can only fix myself. Okay? That's all I can do. I can only fix myself. I've opened this platform and I'm made myself available to you guys. That's all I can do. Okay. You guys know where I am. I'm either on here or I'm on Facebook, or, you know what I mean? I've made myself available. I'm an open book. I'm here. You want to call me? You want to hit me up? You know what I mean? That's it. I'm trying to connect with my people, man. What can I tell you? I don't know. I don't have a solution for it. And on top of what's going on, a lot of our sisters are suffering from. Let me say this, right? You know, I know we call it mental illness, but I like to think that mental illness is demons. Am I wrong for saying? I think a lot of mental illness is just demons, man. I think there's a lot of people have spirits on them, like demonic spirits that's making them behave a certain way. I don't know. I could be wrong. I don't want to sound spooky, but I don't know. I don't know. There's a lot of things that are contributing to our men and women behaviors nowadays. We're not eating the right food. We don't have the food that we're eating, right? Um, there's no nutrients in the food, so our bodies are lacking certain nutrients. The brain is lacking nutrients from the foods that we're supposed to be eating. A lot of us are not even eating plant foods. We're eating a lot of processed food, so we have no real nutrients going into the body and into the brain. The brain needs certain nutrients in order to function correctly, and some of us are not getting any nutrients at all to the brain. And the sisters who are suffering from hormonal imbalance, they're not trying to fix it. They're not trying to do anything to correct it, right? A lot of us say we're in the truth. We're not fasting because we're addicted to food, right? We're addicted to freaking food. Okay. So we're a lot of us are not even, I'm talking about the brothers too. Ask yourself this question, brothers. When was the last time y'all fast, man? Huh? When was the last time y'all fast? I'm not talking about Day of Atonement either. I'm talking about you just fasting on your own for 24 hours, right? For a day. Just take a day and fast. That's a spiritual thing. It's a psychological thing, man. You connect with the Most High by fasting, praying. You know what I'm saying? I'm in the truth. I'm a Hebrew Israelite, blah, 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 blah. But when was the last goddamn time that you fast and connect with the Most High? When? I'm talking about the brothers who are out there on the street, teaching and have their channel and they're teaching the people. But how are you connecting with the Most High, man? Psychologically, how are you really connecting? How are you in your household? How are you with your community? This is for you sisters too. And that's why we're mentally jacked up. Because we claim that we're Hebrew Israelites, right? But really, a lot of us are just putting on a show for our brothers and sisters. We're not really doing nothing behind the scene. In terms of our relationship, our personal relationship to the Most High, right? I'm just saying. Anyway, I don't really have much else to say. If nobody else is going to call in, I'm just going to shut down the live. I just wanted to get that off my chest. Okay. That's it. I'm sorry if I kind of went in a little bit. It is what it is. All right. It needs to be talked about, man. We need to take a look into ourselves, take a look in the mirror. Me personally, I don't really have a real connection to any sisters at all. I really don't. There really is no real connection to sisters. It's like when you have a connection with your sisters, you know the feeling. It's if you can feel when there's a connection there. There's no really no. It's like the fakeness. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, I have to do this because we're in the truth and blah 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 blah. You know what I mean? There really isn't any real connection there. It's not coming from a real place. It's like it's fake, is what I'm trying to say. It's fake. Let's keep it real. A lot of us, you call somebody and you try to be, but the connection is not real. It's fake, man. It's fake. It's fake. Where do we go from here? Where do we go from here? I'm here. If y'all have a solution, if y'all have an answer, let me know. All right. The brothers ain't got nothing to say. Brothers are in the room, right? Brother, let me see if I'm saying your name right. Cicero Alves. I hope I said that right. Hi, brother. How you doing there? Brothers are here, but they ain't really saying nothing. Not really saying nothing. Nothing to contribute to this conversation, brothers, huh? What's your solution to the sisters getting back together? And hey, brother Tony, how you doing? What is your solution, brothers, for the sisters coming together? And, it's like, I don't know. I don't have the answer. After this live, you guys are going to go back to your regular life and nothing is going to change, right? I mean, just really think about it. Nothing is going to change. I tell you what you can change, what you can change for those of you sisters, right? I'm serious. What you can begin to change for those of you sisters who are watching, if you are watching and if you have a child, and if you have a child who you are keeping from their father, you can change that. You can start there. You can start there. You can start by allowing that child to see their father. That's where you can start. Forgiveness. Forgiveness is tough for a lot of us, but it's necessary. We have to forgive. So if you are watching and you are a sister who is keeping a child from their father, you can begin right there by allowing that child to see their goddamn father. You know what I hate? I cannot stand a woman who keep their child from their father. Listen, if you're one of those sisters, don't even bother reaching out to me for nothing. I kid you not. If you're one of those women who keep your child from the father, there's only one reason why a woman should keep their child from the father is if the father is molesting the child or abusing the child, beaten to the point where the child is bleeding and all this. If the child is not being mentally, physically, and sexually abused by the father, there's absolutely no reason at all for a woman to keep that child from the father. And if you're one of those sisters, stay the hell away from me. Stay away from me. That's all I'm saying. I have no respect for you. I have no love for you whatsoever. That is off and wicked. Anyway. All right. I'm going to end the live because you guys don't really have anything to say. So I want to thank the sister for calling in. All right. And thank you guys for chiming in. Yeah, well, yeah, too much jealousy. Yeah. Jealousy and oh yeah, the summit. Yeah, my husband and I will be there. Yes, we will. Yes, we will. Yeah, well, any of you guys going to the summit in Florida? My husband and I will be there. Yes, we will. All right, guys. I'll talk to you guys later, okay? Because yeah, I'm sorry, I was reading the comments. If you guys, I'm gonna put the number one last time in the chat, and if nobody call in, I'm just gonna end the live. All right? I think I've said enough. I think I've said enough. Okay, I have. Wait, in April, isn't the summit in Oh, you're talking about the Passover. The summit in Florida is in February next month. That's when we're going. I don't, we're not with IUIC, so I don't know when their Passover is, ISUPK or whatever. Will Ashar be at the summit? He should be. I will ask my husband. He should be. He should be, I think. All right, guys. Okay, so nobody else is calling in. I'm going to end the live. Thank you guys for chiming in. You know, for I see you guys are having a whole conversation in the chat there. I have no idea what you guys are talking about. You should talking about the Passover and ISUPK and all that other stuff. I don't know what y'all listen. All right, I'm gonna leave y'all guys to have your conversation, okay? I'll see you guys later. All right. Thank you for watching. Love you guys. Okay. Listen, did y'all hit the like button? Hit the like button. And did you share the video? Did you share the video? Share the video, guys. Now, sisters need to listen to this conversation. They need to see it. Okay. Share the video. Hit the like and share the video. Okay. Thank you guys for tuning in. Y'all are having your own conversation there. I'm out. Bye.